It's no secret that nature can sometimes be unpredictable, but there are certain circumstances that push the limits and are hard to believe unless seen with our naked eye. Like a mongoose taking down a venomous snake without dying in the process. Luckily, modern technology has allowed us to capture these unbelievable moments for us to see, and if we are still in doubt, we can always replay them. So stick around as we reveal these phenomena that no one would believe if they weren't recorded. Venomous snakes are not only dangerous for their sharp fangs and lightning strikes, but also because of the poisonous venom that they contain. The deadly venom in particular is what makes them untouchable, so it's difficult to believe that there is a small creature out there that is audacious enough to hunt and kill them. But meet the mongoose. For starters, these little creatures are flexible and swift enough to dodge cobra strikes, and they do so effortlessly. So if you are struggling with mid-air flips, this right here is your go-to guy. They are ruthless when it comes to defending themselves, and this snake found out the hard way. It had slithered its way into a mongoose burrow where it thought it would have a buffet, but instead, it had actually brought itself to a slaughterhouse. The snake even sprayed its venom on the mongooses, but get this, mongooses are immune to snake venom. This is because they have a glycoprotein that binds with the protein of venom and deactivates it, thereby rendering the venom harmless. So what this snake thought was a sleek move was actually just a waste of time. Another snake that found itself on the wrong side of a seemingly small creature is this one right here. This black and white snake was slithering through the rocks in search of food, and sure enough, within a few seconds, it managed to catch a mouse in the crack of the rocks. But the little mouse was not enough to fill its big, hungry belly, so it decided to turn to some nearby monkeys. The monkeys at the top of the rocks were very alert and knew the exact motive of the snake. But while the rest of the monkeys kept their distance, a not-so-wise monkey decided to tempt fate, and within no time found itself in the mouth of the snake. Now, seeing that one of them was about to be turned into lunch, some of the other monkeys decided to throw rocks at the snake, and another one snatched the little monkey straight out of the snake's mouth. Monkeys are very protective of each other and will usually team up to save a monkey in distress. And for this snake, well, it's going to have to look for another place to hunt. Not to worry though, as this snake was not the only animal that had to explore other hunting grounds. This young jaguar was out on a solo hunt, like most jaguars, when it came across a caiman. Now this may sound like tough prey, but jaguars usually have no trouble hunting caiman. They mostly overpower the caiman by delivering their trademark killing bite at the back of the head. However, this young one has a few lessons to learn, as it sneaks up and had the chance to attack it properly, but instead it went for the tail. In true reptile fashion, the caiman played dead, awaiting the jaguar's next move. The cub proceeded to sink its teeth into it, vigorously pulling it by its tail. However, it was instantly met with sharp conical teeth on its face, as the young jaguar it is wasn't expecting this outcome. Luckily, it managed to escape with just a few bruises and a lesson learned. Now, while that caiman was lucky, its distant cousin here was out of luck. One of the few animals a crocodile can peacefully coexist with is the hippo. Probably because hippos are equally aggressive when provoked and will instantly blast their anger at you. They are just ticking time bombs. This crocodile here is in even better position to explain why they don't touch hippos. I don't know what it did, but whatever it was sure did anger these hippos. The hippos are not quick to forgive, and this particular bloat teamed up to lift up the crocodile and throw it out of the water hole. Now keep in mind that crocodiles have the strongest bite force in the world, but this is still somehow not enough to defend it against the fuming hippos. If you think hippos are too huge to dare fight off, then I don't know what you'll say about elephants. Elephants are usually non-aggressive creatures, but this can quickly change when they are threatened or when there is an intruder in their territory. Like in this case, a rhino. Being the largest land animals on the planet, most animals would rather run away from a charging elephant. But rhinos, well, they don't know how to back down from a fight. The result is, of course, that they will lose the fight, and this is because elephants are not only heavier, but also have tusks that are much longer and stronger than those of a rhino. Now, once this rhino experienced it firsthand, it was forced to run away, something it probably should have done in the first place. And if you thought that wasn't mind-blowing enough, then take a look at this video, which starts off with a young gazelle quenching its thirst at the water hole. No action at first. I mean, it has to drink water to survive, but the water hole is also where most animals are vulnerable. There could be a crocodile in the water waiting to pounce on it, or in this case, a lioness waiting for the gazelle to let its guard down. Now this explains why the gazelle looks very cautious. Luckily, it is equipped with wide-eyed vision and is trained to keep an eye out for predators. The clever gazelle sees the lion coming and decides to play a little trick by running in the opposite direction of what the lioness thought it would. The lioness is of course at top speed, and all that is left is a cloud of dust. Now, a lion chasing a gazelle, that all sounds normal. Nothing new about that. But what's not normal is when the hunters become the hunted. Take a look at this pack of hyenas, for example. They were keeping their distance from the lioness, as they should, but all of a sudden they decided to ambush the unsuspecting lioness. Hyenas have no respect for titles and hierarchy, especially when they are hungry. They proceeded to bite and scratch the lioness with their sharp teeth and claws. And just in case you were wondering how sharp and powerful a hyena's teeth are, keep in mind that these are the savannah's cleanup crew. You can bet that their teeth are sharp enough to shear meat off bones and strong enough to crush those bones. So this explains why the lioness under attack has no chance of defending itself. It is only after the rest of the pride came to its rescue that the hyenas retreated. Now forget that lion-hyena fight. Have you ever seen kangaroos fight? Well, here is your chance. Yes, they fight while standing on twos. Now, you know, like you and I would. Now, when they use their front limbs, it looks like a cat fight, but their rear limbs are where all the power is packed. Believe it or not, they actually use their long muscular tail for support. When they are standing on twos or have to have their limbs up in the air, this is what holds them up. So if you are looking for a much cuter fight, just take a look at these pandas. Their fight might have started on the ground because, well, pandas usually climb trees to rest or escape confrontations. But it turns out that this panda chose the wrong tree size to escape to. It just wasn't tall enough. Since it couldn't climb any further, it decided to face the other panda head on. How cute. Now, while still on bears, fights that break out among grizzly bears are not as cute as those of a panda. You don't believe me? Take a look at these two fighting over a whale carcass. Knowing how painful and messy the fight can be, an onlooking cub chooses to get out of the way. An older adult, however, decides to break up the fight by taking part in it, probably telling its fellows to pick on a bear its own size.